Hi, welcome to another episode of Almost a Conversation. This episode we are going to be talking about something very fun, dating, relationship dynamics, all the rest of it, linking up, whatever you want to call it. First question I'd ask you both is, what do you expect to get from a relationship? Or what do you look to get from a relationship?
I suppose like a progression of self.
Yeah.
Understanding what you want from life, especially like what you want with another individual and where you see this going. Like the age-old, it's a ship, so it should be going somewhere. It should be progressing either through the combining of the two families or progressing into something more than yourself with children or whatever, or developing oneself kind of thing. If you know what I mean?
I hear you.
What do I expect? That's a hard one because you know what? It changes a lot as I meet new people. I haven't met that many people, but
yeah,
it changes a lot because I think one thing I think is important, and I realize a lot of people don't talk about this, is compatibility. Being compatible with your partner sometimes is very important because I've been in situations where like we've got a lot in common, but we just never got each other. And I've realised compatibility is very, very important. And I think that kind of covers a lot for me because I like people who are understanding. Yeah, I'll start with that.
Do you think you have to be brethren then? Like you got to be brethren with your partner?
Yeah.
No, definitely.
Yeah, that's without saying.
Do you think you have to be brethren before?
Ideally.
It depends on how the relationship starts. If it's through friend of a friend or friends, then yeah. But obviously some people outwardly look for a romantic partner, and then that's their goal.
Because even we were saying this before. Like people don't date no more. You know, like people don't like see someone, ask them out on a date. It's always like through the DMs or through WhatsApp or whatever app you want to do. You have a conversation with someone, so much conversation, then you ask them out. I feel like now, as opposed to before, you could just go up to someone and say, hi, I really like you, I want to take you out sometime.
I think people are dating a lot.
No, but it's
different type.
You have to know, like you have X amount of conversation and you know X amount about someone more time before you start dating them. Whereas before you could just...
But isn't that what dating is?
No, because like if...
Less mystery.
You have to like make conversation in the DMs for X amount of time and then ask them out. Whereas before it was, you could just, the way things were before, you could meet someone, chat to them on the street quickly, have a conversation and then ask them out to dinner or something like that. Whereas now I feel like you have to know a lot more about someone before you start dating.
Oh, interesting.
Also,
I think it's just putting back that initial asking out from the example you gave kind of thing. So you're in the DMs, you're talking, you're finding out about a person. I suppose in the DMs you already see what this person's like anyway.
That's what I mean.
You've got the whole facade of what they're portraying to the world. And then you're like, yo.
That's what I mean. You know a lot more about someone before you date them.
Oh, okay, I hear you.
Yeah.
You get what I mean?
Yeah.
Or you think you know a lot
You
about
think
someone.
you know a lot more,
Yeah.
but you know a lot more because you see pictures or whatever from their
But that's
life.
Instagram ain't real, fam.
No, but you know, it's more than, you're being difficult, bro. It's more than me saying, like me meeting you first impression.
Yeah.
You get
Or me following you on Instagram for 6 months. Of course I know more about you.
I would say there's less mystery, a lot less mystery. But I would say in terms of this is my thing. You don't know them, man.
Well, you don't know anyone in that.
You don't know anyone, but like when you go on that first date, you start to, because there's things that Instagram just doesn't show. Like there was one girl that I was on a date with not too long ago, and like I realized like I'd followed her for years. I've known her for years.
Yeah.
But her mannerisms face to face were just so different. I didn't even know the girl had an overbite. Like I didn't even know that. Like I was just looking, I was just like, wow. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I know what Jules is trying to say, that mystery's gone. But I think in terms of knowing people are I see like Instagram, Twitter, all these things it's like a CV.
Yeah,
It is
yeah,
your
100.
best impression, and it's like I think first dates are more like interviews. Like you're just really just sitting there asking questions, feeling each other out. Like you got a general idea of what you expect.
Yeah.
But it's a bit. You always get shocked, always.
Well, you're just trying to get to know someone and know if they're good for you, or are you trying to have a good time with someone and then have another good time with someone? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think at the moment, with the way dating is going, is more trying to have a good time with someone until you reach a point where, you know what, I like having a good time with this person on a regular basis. Let me progress it into something.
So here's a question: what characteristics do you look for in someone when you're dating them? For it to get to that more serious stage, what do you look for?
What do I look for?
Like a characteristic, be like, yeah.
I like funny people. I like having the same sense of humor as someone. Yeah, that's my first. I think that's my first thing, and I need someone to be able to. If I can cuss you playfully, and you don't get defensive, then we can have a good time. Do you know what I mean? Because you're meant to be friends, and with friends, you shouldn't have to feel like you have to stop yourself from saying something. You should be able to be yourself with someone.
Yeah.
So you should be able to be with someone that lets you be yourself. And I don't know. I think that's more of that. I think that's probably the first characteristic that I look for, if I'm honest. Sense of humor.
Yeah. I suppose from a general standpoint, I look for someone that's similar to me, but also different.
Yeah.
So again, you can progress, but you can learn from them.
What do you mean similar? Like what kind of
just
specifics?
Yeah, similar how?
Yeah.
So I would say someone that's caring, intelligent.
Okay.
That's
He's saying he's
caring and intelligent.
First
What can I
thing
say,
he said,
man?
innit?
What can I say? Got to toot your own horn every now and again. But yeah, different as well. So as you guys said, I'm quite a private individual. But maybe someone I'm looking to date isn't as private. They're more open. So it teaches me to be a little bit more open, or they're more creative. Because I'm quite to the book kind of individual. So they're more creative. So you've got to see the good sides of being a creative individual, or being a more open individual, and you grow into that.
And you balance each other out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's about the balance.
Yeah, 100. I remember my mum said something to me time ago. It wasn't even about a relationship. It was about one of my friends. She said, "Oh, you need friends that expand your mind." And I think with relationships, when you get to a point where you don't feel like you're expanding or growing, because you can have something that's very good at first, and things happen very quickly, and then all of a sudden you kind of reach a plateau, and you're kind of just there going through the motions, and then by that point you're kind of like, has it just run its course? But then at the same time, one thing I'd ask is, when something runs its course, is it always bad? Sometimes it's like,
bad's not the right way. I think hard, because sometimes it's hard to accept that it's just like, I think sometimes when people break up and there's like a tragic story, oh yeah, it makes sense. But I think like it's hard for us to understand when something just fizzles out. Why? Love something that is supposed to be eternal in our brains. But when it just fizzles out, when you realize that there were things about life that you could not agree on, that can be sometimes when I hear that, and I've experienced it, those are the most heartbreaking ones, because it's like, wow, we just could not get on the same page.
So you had your heart broken, yeah? You said it was heartbreaking. So
No, I said people as well. That's a good question.
So one would assume.
I'm heartbroken. I would say generally, broad definition of heartbroken, I say yeah. I've never been in bits. No, I have been in bits one time, but I didn't realize I was in bits. I thought I was just a bit like, I was cutting. I was a bit hurt. But I wasn't. It wasn't until like time after. I was like,
Rah.
nah. Even like sometimes when I tell the story, people are like, I'm like, yeah, that legit happened to me. And I think the one thing I would say as advice, not only to myself but to everyone: when you get hurt, let go of your trauma. Don't let that define you. Bring that into another relationship.
100%.
It happens easily, and sometimes you just see people's partners become like their therapist.
Yeah.
Like, you're like, this person don't need a relationship. They need a therapist, really.
No, 100%.
And it's really easy because I was unaware how damaged I was from that.
I do believe, though, in a good relationship, they should be your counsellor as well. To some extent.
Yeah,
they should be able to help you through
Yeah,
things.
to some extent.
Because you have to, with relationships, like, for example, if I look at a specific example, I look at my parents in it as, like, because my parents have been together for 28 years. So for me, that's like goals, isn't it? So, and over the last couple of years, my dad lost his mum, my mum lost her mum, and then my dad lost his dad. So at points, there were points when my dad was leaning on my mum, and my mum was like, she had to be the rock at times, innit? So she had to talk him through things. She had to help him get over what he was going through. And on the flip side, he had to help her do the same thing. So my point is, like, with the counselling thing, I think you do at some point you have to be able to lean on people. And I think, especially us as black men, I think it's hard for us to lean on someone as a partner and be like, yo, I'm not strong right now. I need you to be strong for me because do you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I do think you need someone that you can be open with, innit?
Yeah. No, I haven't got a counterpoint to that. I agree. I just think there's a difference between you going through something and you've come there to lean on someone. And I think a lot of times in relationships, I look at it as like, in terms of like a team. You're a 2-unit team, and you really what you're doing shouldn't be detrimental to that person. So if you're someone that's very, very, very busy and you can't make time for your partner, you've got to be really, really honest with yourself and say, you know what? It's not that he's annoying or she's annoying. It's that I'm not in a space for this. But I think people find that very, very, very hard. I find human beings to be quite selfish. And then when you come in a relationship, I've always said every girl I've ever dated is selfish. But it's because it's because I've realized that we think about ourselves, we think about me as opposed to we a lot. A lot. And it's hard to break that. It's hard to break out of that because society just makes you like that. And I think in relationships, I've seen it play out really bad. Like, it's like an individual sport for them.
On the other end of the spectrum, though, codependency isn't the best thing.
It's about the balance, isn't it?
It's about the balance.
Codependency ain't great because you have to be able to live without your partner.
You're two individuals in a team.
Yeah, you got to be able to live without your partner.
It is a team. It is a team. It should be vice versa. If you wouldn't do it, if you wouldn't like them doing it, don't do it. I know it sounds real simple, but that doesn't just go to, I wouldn't cheat. It goes to, you know what? If someone asked me to call them and I didn't call, how would I feel? Do you know what I mean?
Of course.
It really is about, like, you shouldn't put yourself out there too much and forget about yourself. But I think you should think about it as in a team structure. If the team ain't good for you, ain't good for you. You can leave. It ain't that deep. And I think some people struggle with that as well. But I think that's something I've learned, that I need to try my best for that person until I feel like I can't be bothered anymore. And be able to work together.
But how long do you wait to try to figure out the team before you're like, do you know what, this isn't? Because you can say, I'm not bothered anymore, let me just duck. But you may not make the effort to fix what was wrong, which is fixable, to progress with what is great or what could have been great.
That's a big issue with society today.
Yeah.
We have a throwaway culture. We don't stick and work on things no more. Like, it's like, just go somewhere else. Or just jump back on Instagram or Tinder or Bumble or whatever you want. Grindr, you know what I mean?
I don't even know if Grindr was a thing.
It's homosexual.
Oh, see.
Whatever you're into, but like, if I think there's a real throwaway culture. Like, people don't stick and work on things. Like, I'd be lying if even my relationship it's not plain sailing all the way through. We ain't happy as Larry. You have to work through things, isn't it?
Yeah.
You have to work through things together. And then you realise, for me, I'm like, everything that I'm working through right now is preparation for when something harder happens and we have to work through that. So, yeah, like when I first started going out with my missus, my grandma died very early in it. So, and her grandma passed as well. So we instantly were like, we need to, and I think that's why we're strong now, is because from the jump, we went through something really difficult. So even every other little thing that happens is kind of like, yeah, but we've come through worse. So we're good. Do you know what I'm saying?
I hear that.
Exactly. So I think with relationships, I think there's a real throwaway culture.
No, facts.
Same with like divorce culture is real. Like, yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think about like? So yeah, how long does it take before you think I'm done?
Honestly, I think it's a feeling. I think it's a feeling because I don't want to. Because I think we kind of fetishize a little bit that ride or die mentality. You don't need to die. you don't need to die at all. Because I don't want people to get stuck in toxic situations thinking they get stuck.
That's also true.
That was my one point against that. I think it's a feeling. I think it's when you've exhausted a lot of options. Because I feel like when you see yourself really changing for someone, and you don't see that getting brought back to you, the team ain't working for you. It ain't working. And I know it's very easy because it's being in a few relationships. It's harder to leave than you realize, especially when you've invested time. You don't just go, yeah, that's it, I'm done. It's not that easy. And I think sometimes when you know at a point, sometimes it's even earlier than the breakup, like a lot earlier, when it's time to
call it a day. And I think sometimes being true to your instinct, but I think the throwaway culture comes from fear of being hurt, fear of being exposed too much. And I would say it's just because there's so much opportunity for other potential partners.
Yeah, but why are they exploring those opportunities? Because putting yourself out there a lot ain't that easy. And if you constantly do it, you're in a cycle. And I think I've noticed a lot of people, they're afraid to... A relationship exposes you to be very open in ways that you may not even be comfortable. It might be your time. It might be talking about things. And it's easier to go, all right, cool, I'll meet someone new because something's lacking than to invest that time. Do you get what I mean? So I think throwaway culture comes a lot from fear.
I think I agree. But I also think a lot of people get into relationships too soon because of that same fear. Because they don't want to grow themselves and be... Like I said, if you come into a relationship, it's not two come together and become one. It's two come together and become a unit. But you're still individuals in it, so you got to be good on your own. You know what I mean? You have to be all right on your own. And if I can help you, but I can't do everything. It's like it's the whole thing about, like you said, when people bring in trauma from other relationships into your relationship, you got to be good first. You can't get into something. You get me? You got to be all right. So I think, and that's the same fear of being alone, fear of being alone forever. So you go with...
It's a real fear though, man. It's a real fear. It's a real fear. It affects us all.
Do you, man, fear that?
Nah, I don't fear being alone forever. I genuinely fear settling for less. That's my genuine fear. I feel like my standards are just I feel like, no, I'm not even joking here. I'm being dead serious.
Yeah, it's funny,
I feel like my standards are kind of like, they might not be realistic. And what do I actually want? I may not be too sure of. So I'll just settle for someone who just fills that void because I've gotten old at this point. And that's a genuine fear of mine because I'm very, very...
But don't you think we all settle to a degree? To a degree, don't we all settle for... Because... Okay, it goes to... Do you believe in the perfect person for you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do.
So do you think they'll be perfect in every single way?
No. I don't believe in the one. When I mean the one though, I mean the one that you are gonna grow with and spend your life with. And do you get me? Like not the one as in, oh my God, I met you and you don't have to change anything about you. We're gonna be fine for the rest of our life. It's that one that you are willing to grow with and you're willing to compromise. Like it's compromise for. You're willing to try things with and you're willing to. Oh no, just try and be a better person. You know what I mean?
There's people that kind of similar to you're saying. There's people who like they've got that energy where you're like, yeah, I can run with you. I just know I can run with you. I think that's actually a really small group of people. I reckon each individual may only have like 3 people in the world that they can find like that. But it's very easy for us to say, oh, you know what, it's a big pond, so we can find all these people. But it's actually super, super hard. Super, super hard. So I don't believe in the one who's perfect, but I believe there's a shortage of people that your energy can proper click with.
Yeah.
Proper.
But then again, I think everyone's in your life for a reason as well at the same time. So even like whoever you're with, I really feel whoever you're with at the time, even if it doesn't work out, you're with them for a reason, right? So if it goes wrong, you know the next time there's some things that you won't accept or there's some things that you won't do for the next time, innit? So I don't ever see a relationship as like a waste
of time.
You know what I mean? I'll never see it as a waste because I think when you invest something, there's always some sort of yield from what you invest in, innit? So if you invest time in something,
if you learn from it though.
If you learn from it,
people are I've seen people bounce out of relationships, and you know one thing I've always heard, one question I always ask is, "Oh, why did your ex break up?" No one ever says
it was my fault.
No one. No one even. I rarely even hear people say the part they played. Yeah. So when I see people bouncing out of relationships, you ain't learned shit. You just keep getting fired.
Yeah. Fully.
You keep getting fired and saying it's the company's fault. It doesn't.
Accountability is real.
It's mad real. And in a relationship, if you're a part of a team, you played a part in the loss.
Yeah.
I know there's some certain circumstances that are a bit more unique, but if you keep getting into these kind of situations, at some point you got to be like, what am I doing? Even if it's just selection.
Yeah. Literally, that comes to my next point. Question is that when do you think that your ideal person isn't your actual ideal person, or the person you're attracted to isn't actually good for you, kind of thing?
Be real.
Your type. When's your type not your type?
Whoa, say that again.
Yeah. I'm gonna need some more context for that one.
When is your type not your type? So say, for example, someone always goes for a particular individual, and those relationships never work out. They always end up breaking up, blah, 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 but they always go for this type of person. When do you realize, or when do you actually have to come to the realization that that type of person isn't for you?
I think it's when you learn about yourself.
Depends what you learn.
It's like when you learn
and what you're willing to change. I think, like, I don't know. It's like, so if you always, happens a lot, people go with people that are like very, very rude and disrespectful to them, or they become a doormat for people. I think when you realize that and you don't become a doormat anymore, then you won't even like that person who was your type. You'll see, fuck this person. They treat me like a doormat. I know my worth now. I know I'm better than that. So, but it takes a lot of self-realization and a lot of, which comes back to the point where you got to be good on your ones before you become good as a unit. Because if two traumatized people come into something traumatized and they're not willing to work through it, then you know it's not going to work.
It's a cycle.
And it's accountability as well. You got to be accountable for yourself.
100.
Proper accountable.
100. So, speaking of accountability, speaking about playing for the same team, when have you ever gone on loan to another team? Has anyone done a loan, little tactical?
I'll be honest, there was a period in my life, where like it was after that traumatic story I will tell you lot one day, innit? And
do I know that story?
You know it, but you don't know like how I really felt about it, because I just kept it moving. There was so I remember, so this girl, I've liked her a lot. I was in college. Me and her are cool now, so I don't. It's no hard feelings in it. But I was in college. She done a mad thing, and then I remember saying, because I cut off things for her, and I remember saying, I'm never in my life gonna cut off another girl for a girl. Never in life. And I just went through like a 2-year phase where, like, if it even smelt funny, not like that, but like if it got. if it got funny, I'll be like, nah, bun this. I'm gonna. I'll move to their friend. I would like, because it was like, I'm not gonna feel like that again. And I didn't even realize I felt like that. It was just like that feeling of putting so much into someone and getting nothing back. I was like, I am never going through that again. I'm never gonna be left, and I have to scramble and find a new thing. Never in life. Like, it was just not gonna happen.
I hear it.
It was a prolific phase. Prolific, fam.
I used to be a dream seller. Yeah, like, even if I didn't sell my dreams by my words, I would sell a dream. Like, it was not toxic, but like I'll be like, oh, like, you know, you do everything that someone would think is a relationship, and one day I'll turn around and be like, yeah, but you're not my girl, and they'll be like, oh, but I'm like, no, you're not my girl. What? Like, if one thing goes wrong,
You acted like it, but you didn't.
yeah, or like
affirm it.
I'll be talking to multiple people. One person found out, I'll be like, yeah, but you're not my girl, innit? So, like, what? Do you know what I mean? But even when I look back on it, I think, right, that's bad, man. You know, I can't lie, that's bad, man. Because imagine if it was flipped. Like, you're going out with someone, like you're chilling with them a lot, you're seeing them a lot, you're opening up, you're letting them open up to you a lot. But then all of a sudden, it flips and you're like, yeah, but you're not my man, so what are you gonna do? Like, what do you think you're gonna do? Do you know what I mean? Like, it's
manipulate their feelings and stuff. I hear.
It's hard. It's hard. It took me a long time to realize I was that toxic guy.
Yeah, you've been that.
Toxic. I remember there was one girl. Yeah, I actually quite liked her, you know, but I was just in a weird phase. Yeah. So I was just like, you know what? She was going to a WizKid concert. I remember. She was on a bus, and I was like, I don't think this is gonna work, you know. She's like, why? I was like, yeah. I'm just going through things. And I legit was, maybe slight exaggeration, but I was. And then I remember there was back and forth for a minute. We'd gone back to uni. There was still a back and forth, and I was just like, I'm liking bare pictures, favoriting bare pictures.
Yeah.
She's gone. I remember she came. I see her posting pictures of a guy.
Yeah.
I didn't know I was hurt. So I called her and I was like, bro, you got a man now. This is the day I realized I was toxic. I was like, you got a man? I was like, oh, swear that you went from Balenciagas to Converse. She just kept quiet. She's like, oh, wow. I came off the phone. I went into the library to finish because it was like reading week. Went into the library and I was like, first of all, I realized I was pressed.
Yeah, 100,
I was
100.
pressed. And then I was like, I was a little bit bad mind. Imagine, and I just thought, it clicked in my brain. I was like, I was a little bit bad mind. Still took me a while to overcome it, but that's the day I realized that I was that toxic person. Because I wasn't in your life, but I felt like you owed, you can't leave yet because I wasn't ready for that.
Okay, I got a question. Yeah, you know how there's a stigma about the crazy girlfriend or the crazy ex-girlfriend or whatever. Yeah. How much of that is accountable? Are you as the man accountable for that? You know, like you're only as crazy as you can quote unquote drive someone. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like, I remember there was this girl. I was going back and forth with her. We used to have some horrible arguments. Yeah, like really just horrible arguments. And I remember one time. She came to my house with her mum, innit? And I was like, oh, I was at your house. Yeah, I was at your house. And she came to my house with her mum. And my mum called me and she was like, Jordan, so-and-so is, who is this? I was like, oh. And I'd lied to the girl as well and told her that I'll tell my mum all about you. So she's like, yeah, who's this at my door? I was like, oh, that's just some crazy thing, innit? My mum got mad. She said, Jordan, don't you ever... I was like, no, but she is moving very crazy and disrespectful. How was she coming to the house? Then when I deeped it, it was my actions that had a big part of it. Not all of it, but my actions had a big part of it. Nah, because we're all accountable for some things, but do you get me? So how much of it do you think, like, we kind of light the flame and then step back from it and then say, oh...
You got to create. If your ex is crazy, you're doing something to entertain.
Exactly.
You're getting something from it. Because you were just if someone's
flame.
moving wild, they're gone. Yeah. If it really was that annoying, because there's things that I can't stand and you're gone. So anytime I've had a super crazy ex, I think barring one, I played a massive part.
But yeah, I think
I might have liked that.
Yeah, it goes to about not being accountable for your actions. It's like, oh, it's not me, it's her. She's the crazy one. Yeah. But again, your actions are driving someone to act in a certain manner because you're doing this, that, and the third.
Have you ever had an experience like that?
Yeah, at uni, there was this one, this one girl that I was seeing, kind of thing, and it was like we were seeing each other but weren't, but because the way I acted in terms of I wasn't, back to that, you're not my girl kind of thing. She just went
crazy.
Went a bit crazy in certain situations. But again, it was because I wasn't acknowledging.
What happened, if you don't mind me asking?
I just was seeing her acting like the boyfriend type, but wasn't certifying.
Yeah.
Do you think it's fear of commitment why we do that?
Saying sorry?
Do you think it's fear of commitment why we do that?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Do you think that, Joe?
Sometimes I think it's fear of commitment. Sometimes I think they're just playing until you can't play no more, bro.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
I suppose there's certain things you want out of it.
Do you know what I'm saying?
You're getting what you want.
Like, it's really like it's not good. I'm not gonna lie to you, but sometimes you just find yourself in a situation and you just find yourself going deeper and deeper into the situation. It's like having a credit card, bro. You spend P's on the credit card, all of a sudden, Bayless. You get me? Like, you kind of don't really I don't think, especially when you're young and you're a man and you're still trying to work out your own feelings, you kind of forget the impact that you have on other people's feelings as well. So you don't really understand the full scale of what you're doing. I was spoken to people recently and they've been like, yo, like, you know, when we were in that situation, like that burnt me. Like, I know, do I say this story?
Go on, man.
So there's one girl I was seeing on and off for a long time. And I don't even want to...
Don't bet out names.
I'm not going to bet out names. It's a bit of... And she always used to blame me for her going, like... And I was very, like... Whenever I did something wrong, I said, I'm not going to lie. My bad, innit? Like, I've done something wrong. And then she was like, yeah, you... She was like, she came back one year. She was like, you made me... Because of you, I slept with 20 men in the space of like a year and a half, yeah. I was like... I did that. In my head, I thought, did I do that? Do you know what I mean? Or did... Because that's the same thing. Accountability works on both sides, isn't it? So how much... I didn't tell you to do whatever you wanted to do. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's completely your choice. What got you there is a different question, isn't it? But then that's something that I lived with for a long time. I thought, bro, I've made this girl sleep with bare man. But then recently I thought, do you know what? That's actually not. It wasn't my fault because I didn't push you to do that. So at some point, you have to be accountable for your own mistakes as well as me. Do you know what I'm saying?
So when you start to take more accountability for what you did,
and that's when I started to take more accountability for what I did. Yeah, yeah. Like, I don't know, man. I got some scars, man.
No, you do. You know what? I think it's mad because when I was young, I couldn't wait to be out here.
Yeah.
And the more out here I got, the more I was like,
I remember,
damn, bro.
I remember sitting. I remember we had a stage, me, you, and Packer. And we were like, yeah, bro, do you know what? We were like 18, 19. I was like, fam, I can't lie. I'm done with the player life. Man.
That was the girl, bro. That's when I got burned.
We're like 19.
That's when I got burned.
No, because we said that, and then a couple months later, we were like, you know what?
Bruv.
Yeah, because I think we all got burnt in like a similar time frame. But
so do you think it takes heartbreak to stop you from continuing that cycle kind of thing?
Nah, bruv. Heartbreak will fuel it, bro.
It really can fuel it. Nah, it really can fuel it.
And you might not even know what fueled it. Like,
you might not even know you're brokenhearted.
Yeah.
You might not even.
I swear, I didn't know I was hurt. I knew I was hurt, but I didn't really know the magnitude of it. Like, because I was so like blasé about it. So blasé. Like, I remember when...
I'll think back to that.
Because I'll tell you the story and it might trigger a memory. So there was this girl and I remember we were talking on DMs. It was so smooth. And I wasn't like, I've never been a guy that really goes out there to move to a thing. Like, I might do it for a bounce on a night out, but I don't go too far. And I remember she went to my college. I really feel bad because she's cool. But went to my college now. And we were talking, things are going on. In my in my mind, I'm like,
alright, cool.
She was funny. She was just cool, blood.
Yeah.
She was just cool, fam. And then, but there was a little something where I was like, she keeps banging on about her ex. I was like, alright, whatever. Things happened. things happen, so it starts to get a bit more, I'd say, toxic. Then I remember on her phone, like she started getting calls and messages from someone called My Guy, and I'm like, the fuck? Who's My Guy, bruv? All that happened, back and forth. So we speaking just like slowed down, and it's like, I remember I went to college, and that was the first time I didn't say anything to her. That there was no hi, there was no walking, nothing. Day ends, yeah. I walk past her on the train station. So if you go Richmond, you will know, like, most people get the train to Clapham. So I walk past her, and then she tweets, and it was Chief. This was when Chief Keef was big, and it was a bitch. That's the shit I don't like. I was like, that can't be about me. Never in life is that about me. So I was just like, whatever. So from Richmond, it's about 20 minutes from Richmond to Clapham, yeah. I was like, I ain't gonna check in Twitter. This is when everyone used to tweet. I've walked past her again. Again, bear in mind, this is probably the second time I've walked past her without saying anything, and we normally always talk.
Yeah.
So I walked past her again. I get on the Norbury train. Then I see, he wasn't man enough for me. And I was just like,
sending. Yeah.
I just
drawn you out.
I just
unfollowed her, and I swear to you, I got onto Instagram that day, started DMing bare people. I was like, no, never this again, never again. I just remember that story, and then I would tell people, they're like, "Right, how do you feel about it?" I was like, "It's what it is, isn't it? Keep it moving." And I didn't even know, that just fueled me into becoming, you know, a unique individual, bro.
Toxic, man.
Unique individual, bro. Unique, bro. Like, I can't lie to you. If someone tried that now, that would be a long story for them, bro. Long story. That could not happen now. I wouldn't even care, though.
Have you ever been, social media thing? Have you ever been drawn out by the indirects and indirected by?
Oh, I've been mad drawn out. No, I've been mad drawn.
You never?
Never.
I can imagine you have been, actually.
Yeah, I can't. I've been drawn out, bro. What? I remember. I had this one girl. Yeah, she posted a picture of her kissing another man, and then I'm put on our WhatsApp.
On our WhatsApp picture?
On our WhatsApp as well.
Hey, that's a proper draw out.
I was like, hold on, because I know where she lives. I thought, you know when you mute, like, because I knew I'd been drawn out. Because you know when you get drawn out and you stop moving, I said, nah, hold on, that's mad. And I think I messaged her LOL. All of that thinking in my head was thinking, man, and I just messaged her LOL like a waste man. Then she was like, LOL, what? I was like, what, your picture, yeah? She was like, yeah, that's my best friend. I said, okay, cool. I said, all right, whatever, innit? Thinking this, and then in my head, I was just like, no, am I mad? And then I did the 2 a.m., went for a walk.
That's why you said the 2 a.m. thing.
Went for a stroll. In my head, I thought, no, there's something ain't, something's not right. Yeah, something's really like not sitting right. Because on Instagram, on Twitter, you're putting song lyrics. On WhatsApp, you're putting a kissing another boy. And I'm like, So then I messaged her. I was like, bro, like, not gonna lie, you're moving mad. She replied 1 minute later. She's like, I'm not gonna lie, I did it so you could react. I said, okay, cool, we're done. And I blocked her straight away. Yeah. Instantly.
That's why I said I haven't had head loss like that. I just disconnect so quick.
But you disconnect. In those moments, you kind of see, like, I was lucky I had a moment of self-reflection, and I thought, you know what, I don't like the person that this is making me become. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just gonna tap out.
But I think that's made me worse now, because if that was to happen to me again, I'd be like, I can't get violated like that. I can't, because I didn't respond. It might have been better if I just sent an indirect back, because all I did was just unfollow. I was like, this is long.
Yeah.
So I think sometimes, because I reckon if that happened to you now, you might bang out. You might have a redder moment.
It depends on how.
Depends on who it is.
Yeah, how much you're invested in the person.
Yeah, bro. They're running. But I can't see that happening again. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I actually can't see
it. It's a young thing still.
No, definitely.
Very immature. That's the thing. One thing I would say is all these stories that we're talking about, they are from teenage years.
teenage, early 20s.
T's been out here.
What's the most recent story?
I was like 18 at that one. But even the one about the Balenciaga one, I was in uni, man. I was a guy.
Yeah,
I was a whole man. But to me personally, I think I didn't know what I wanted. That was one of the main things. I didn't know what I wanted, and I was never honest with women with what I wanted from them. That I have linked girls that I can't stand, bruv.
Do you know what? Yeah, do you know, I'm not even gonna say this. T.
Stand.
One thing about you, yeah, you love arguing, bro.
No, I don't.
You do. I don't know what.
No. Any ex that sees this, they will say, "No, I don't."
Let me land. And T, I've known you from school, yeah. So I know what you're saying and how you might feel. But from the actions and as a witness statement, you love arguing with your girls.
Ex's
comment. They know. I'm so like if you.
I'm sure there was one point in the group chat every week, yo, pass her.
Yeah.
Sometimes I feel like we've had this conversation. Sometimes I feel like not that you invite it, but you invite it at the same time. If that makes sense, like you kind of like me personally. I always find myself in random situations, just in life in general. Like I'm a very my life is random, and I don't know why, but that's my life, and I must want it because it keeps happening. Do you get me?
Do you know what I think it is? Because I've had a lot of self-reflection. I'm a hot and cold person. So something women have always said to me, and I just thought, it's just women just being women. But I've realised it's got to be a trend if it keeps getting said. So I'm very inconsistent. Here today, I am out here. Yeah. And I think that corrects arguments, because I can be very understanding of your feelings sometimes, and sometimes I can be like, your feelings... They're yours. They're not something I need to. And I think as well, I've been in situations with women, and that's where I get that kind of blasé attitude where I really never really liked anything about you outside of your bum. It sounds bad, mind, but I never really liked anything. But it took a long time for me to look at myself and realize that was a problem with me, and me not being honest, even with myself. Then be like, yeah, you're just tapped. So you might hear crazy situations. Sometimes they're embellished, but like, a lot of the time it was just me just being so like dishonest in the situation that it creates craziness. It's crazy to me because I'm like, why do you even care? Because I don't recognize your feelings. I don't understand them. So when I'm telling you the story, it sounds wild. Yeah, she's mad. But she's mad because...
So is that... So the feedback from... Let's say this is a customer service thing, yeah? The feedback you had consistently, the negative feedback is that you're inconsistent.
Yeah, that's the most consistent one. That's the one I get.
I think it's a similar situation with me, to be fair.
Inconsistent?
Yeah, it's just that sometimes I'm all lovey-dovey and sometimes I just want to be left alone.
I think that's life though, bro. I don't always want to do. Sometimes I just want to chill. Do you
get inconsistent a lot?
My thing is that it was that I didn't open up.
That's another one.
That was my thing. It was that I didn't open up and I projected. That was it. Yeah.
But with me, I like to process things before I speak on them.
Yeah. If I don't know how I feel.
Yeah.
I can't tell you how I feel.
Yeah, but they don't say it like that.
Some
people don't say it like that way.
I remember being like, "Yo, are you okay?" "Yeah, I'm okay." "Are you sure?" yeah, I'm sure. Like, "Are you okay?" Though? But because you don't seem okay, I'm like,
relax.
Yeah, like, sure. I don't know. Like, generally, I don't know.
Yeah.
Innit? So like, don't.
And it's annoying that when they keep on pressing, it's like, yo. But that's why one thing I've said with other partners is that one thing, because I'm like that, I'm like, if someone doesn't want to talk, if my girl doesn't want to talk about it, I'm like, when you're ready, we can discuss it. I wouldn't keep on asking. I'll be like, yo, when you're ready, we can go through.
Some people want to be probed though. Some people...
I hate it. That's
something...
That's the hard one. That's the hard one. People want to be probed.
There's a way...
You got to know the person.
There's a way people open up. You got to get them in the comfortable environment where you are someone that they can open up to.
Definitely.
I think a lot of it... Because imagine, yeah, your girl's going through something and she don't want to talk about it to you, but she'll tell someone else. If that was happening to me, I'd be a bit like, I wish you could have talked. Like for me now, my thing is, if I feel away, I do tell my missus first.
Yeah.
And then whether she helps or not, I tell her first. And if anything, I'll chat to the man then, bro.
But sometimes you may not be the right person.
I'll be real.
No, but I at least know how you feel. Do you know what I mean? Because, like, yeah, at least know how you feel so I can be open and honest with you, and likewise, innit? And even if the way I feel is that I don't know how I feel,
yeah,
that's the same sort of thing.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, I want to do something now. Yeah, quickly. I need you guys to close your eyes and like empty your mind, innit?
Okay.
Eyes closed. Empty it. Empty your mind. And these are yes or no questions, yeah. Mm-hmm. Empty your mind, T. T.
It's a curse, isn't it? Keep going.
Empty your mind. Yeah. First thing that comes to your head. I'm gonna do T. I'll do you both. You got both say it at the same time. Have you been cheated on?
No.
Yes.
Mad thing. Have you cheated on someone?
Never.
Okay. Have you ghosted someone?
Yeah. Countless times.
Have you dated someone to get closer to someone else?
No.
That's clown behaviour, fam.
Huh?
That's clown behaviour.
Hey, a lot of this stuff is clown behaviour, bro. Ghosting someone's clown behaviour.
What about you? So have you...
I haven't cheated on anyone. Not been cheated on. What's the other questions?
Ghosted.
Yes.
Have you dated someone to get close to someone else?
Not on purpose.
How did you do that by accident, cuz?
How do you I haven't finished the questions. Accident? I haven't even finished the questions.
No, how do you do that by accident?
You date someone and then you realise that someone that they are close to, you have more in common with that person. I don't think
that's not the answer to the question, though.
As in what?
Yeah, that does happen.
It's your intention was that I'm going to date this person so I can get closer.
Not intentionally. Yeah. That's what I said, not intentionally.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Dating someone and end up getting closer with someone
I've seen that. That happens to me almost every
Callum's
time.
in the background like, yeah, bro, yeah, he's trying to get me. No, that's not happened. That's not happened on purpose. Like, I think that's crazy.
That's sociopathic a little bit. That's a little bit. That's
very political chess movie.
Yeah, that's a bit too much, man.
That's a bit mad.
I've never even thought about that. Honestly.
I'm going to ask you lot after this as well.
Yeah.
This conversation ain't done.
Last question, though.
There's two more. Have you had your heart broken? Your mind's ain't clear. You're thinking too much. Your mind's you're thinking too much. Don't think as much. Alright. And have you liked someone that you shouldn't have?
No.
Define shouldn't have.
Brethren's girl, your girl's girl.
Never a brethren's girl.
Someone that you shouldn't have. Anyone.
No, I've been. If I'm honest, I've been more envious of a relationship of my friends. One relationship really. I've always. Is
it more envious of the relationship than actually?
Nah, I've never wanted someone's girl. No. You have.
You've never wanted someone's girl?
No, not a friend of mine.
Oh, not a friend of mine. No.
Nah, I'm sure you have. I'm almost certain. Like I'm confident.
Depends what a friend is.
Yo,
let me not say too much, but
no, say it.
No, I'm just saying.
If anything, will get cut.
A certain man have done things with certain man's exes, innit?
Who? We ain't Brethren's though. Like, that's a friend, innit?
What's a friend then?
What's a friend's a brethren, bruv?
An acquaintance.
An acquaintance.
Like, close man them, we already know. We don't even, that anyone's girl is...
Doesn't have to be said.
Doesn't have to be said, you know what I mean? If there's any doubt, we ain't Brethren's, bro.
I've never done a thing with someone's girl, but I've done a thing with someone that they've done a thing with. That's cool, innit?
That as in you've shared a partner with someone.
No, it's not. Whoa.
You've shared a partner with someone.
No, it's not a partner. It's a
situation.
It's an experience.
You shared an experience with someone.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear that.
But I didn't. She liked the tea.
You know what? Yeah, nah, bruv. Nah, you're saying nah.
Who? Bleep the name. Go on. Who? Just bleep the name. she was mine first. Like, She got sent off. She got sent off the team. Like I didn't share her. Man saw that I had,
Even when it was
No, she didn't. No. I'm certain she did. She went with
same.
He was never my boy. He was never my boy.
We went because mum's yard, bro.
Oh, did mum know your name?
We definitely went because mum's yard.
Yeah, I
definitely went mum's yard.
Like levels. Remember?
No, because it was in the summer.
No, but it is what.
Does mum know your name?
No, she couldn't tell me my name.
That's not really relevant though.
No.
Me being your friend doesn't mean that your mum knows my name. That's not.
No, but was your friend, bruv. He was your friend, bruv. We go parties together. We do reunions together, fam.
So you ain't go party with
When? The last time I did that, I had a high pitched voice or higher. Like
just now when you answer that question.
No,
what do you mean, bro?
No, man, he was never my dog like that.
I'm
He
saying.
was never my dog like that. I could walk past man on the street comfortably. You would not do that with my man. You two went gym together, bruv.
Me and my
Yeah, a few years ago. You went gym, bruv. I remember you
I
told
ain't
me.
never gone gym. We're getting into semantics now anyway.
It
Like,
sounds
I
like
already
you
admit it.
guys were both
wrap
boys.
this up,
I already admit
You
it.
guys are both boys.
Huh?
They were your man this time. At the
No,
time.
he was his man them.
At the time.
Thing was man them.
Yeah. And I apologized. I did apologize. We had a real heart to heart.
We had a real heart to heart. That's why I'm shocked at this. No, you know it's not the same, man. It's not like me and him do reunions and that. Man, don't do that.
We didn't go secondary school with Jamal or
Jamal's
uni.
able
So
to
there's
play
so
character.
much about him that it's just we don't know too much. But I remember in school, even in primary school, oh my days, this is a story. Even in primary school, there were a few girls in our year. There was not many girls that I think we were in year 6, and then all of a sudden, every girl thought Jamal was peng.
Can I say
What can I say? And all of the girls were in relationships as well.
It was a sticky situation.
And then what makes it worse, I mean, I was still your brethren. But certain men were like, bro, like, I don't like this Jamal guy. He's just good looking. We were like 11 at the time, but I remember this vividly, bro. Jamal was the Mr. Still Your Girl. Original Mr. Still Your Girl.
But I never stole anybody. Did I steal anybody?
So nah.
No, people broke up with their boyfriends for me, but I didn't take the bait.
Sociopathic, bruv.
That's even worse.
That's-
Isn't it?
I didn't do anything. I just
worse.
existed.
No.
I just existed.
No.
I just existed.
Jamal was the
No, so
grass that
you-
was greener on the other side.
So
yeah.
you
Then
made
went into
people
the-
break
you went-
up with their girl.
No, I didn't do. No, they broke up with their
Jamal,
their
wait,
boys
no.
for.
Jamal was the
Why?
grass.
Obviously, you've given them something.
Nah, I just existed. B. I was
What do
playing
you mean you
football.
just existed?
I was playing football at playtime, just being myself.
Whatever.
Jamal was the greener grass, and then they went into the garden and realized that there's no grass there. There's just
I didn't have the. I didn't. Nah.
They were lonely.
I
bro.
wish Seb
Nah.
was here to expose some stories, fam.
I didn't do anything.
I know
fam.
you were. I know
didn't
you've
do
been
anything.
messaging certain things on the sly, fam.
Huh?
No, there was a thing where Jamal was talking to someone, and we're like, "Rah, you talking to this person?" He kept denying it.
Who is this?
I don't recall.
No, there was some. Remember?
I don't recall this one. I can't lie.
See, he's telling lies, yeah? Is that-
No.
is that-
But I
is that what you're resorting
I
to?
don't.
No,
I
I'll call-
don't.
I'll
I'm not
call-
gonna say I disbelieve. I'm not gonna say I don't believe T.
After this, I'm gonna call Seb. I'm gonna call him because
This episode is gonna cause some friction. Group chat's gonna be
I just
active.
exist in it. I'm just being me. If women like it, then cool.
This is a guy that's
That's a very-
unself-aware. This is a guy that's unself-aware of his player ways.
How was that being a player? I'm just existing, being myself.
That's a very Mr. Studio guy. That's what I used to say when I was a toxic. When I was.
I used to say-
I don't steal them. I don't initiate. I don't go
That's
for
also
it.
true because it's not property to be stolen.
Exactly. I don't.
But
I'm being me, yeah. And if someone likes me, they like me. And if they're willing to do someone dirty, that's them doing someone dirty, and they try to come to me.
I don't know why you're trying to pull the wool over man and boy's eyes.
Hey, there's no wool.
Bars I've
there's
used
no
before,
eyes.
bruv.
Question: do you want to call Seb and put it on speakerphone right now?
Woi.
You want to be on the podcast? Sorry.
Hey, listen.
I don't
Seb's
know.
not doing nothing right now.
Seb you ain't gonna chat for the podcast.
Yo, Seb.
Yo.
Hey, we're on the podcast, yeah? And, yeah, Jamal's basically saying, yeah, like, he's denying some stories, innit?
Tell us some stories about Jamal.
Yeah, tell us some stories about Jamal and girls, because he's out here saying that he's never stole no girl. And then remember there was that girl that we were talking about that he was messaging on the slide. He kept denying. Where are you, bro?
Oh, he's
what
in
a
the
shame.
cold. Oh. Alright, bye.
You know, we can't do it. We can't do it, Seb, man. Goodbye.
In a bit. Saved by.
Do you?
That's a girl. Yeah. That could have been really awkward.
That could have been.
Okay.
What a shame. What a shame.
That's annoying.
So, final question. Okay, so yeah, we go out. We have children. What advice do you give your children about relationships?
I'll be genuine here. It would be different.
What different from a son to a daughter?
Yeah, it would be different. I'll tell my son, enjoy your life. I've actually thought about this. Enjoy your life, but be very honest with not only yourself but with the world. Because honestly, the best advice I can give, the more lies you tell, the more of a mess you get into it.
100. Transparency is key stuff.
And genuinely, unless you like the mess, which is a problem, just be honest.
Yeah.
If you just want one thing, just be honest.
Yeah.
Just be honest, because you're
That's
just
a very
going to
good
end
point.
up in a heap of problems. And lying about you're in Ipswich when you're in London, you're just going to end up in issues.
Yeah, fully. Yeah.
You're just going to end up in issues, bruv.
Yeah, I would say understand what you want out of a situation.
Yeah.
Again, if it's just a bit of fun, then cool. Find someone that also wants a bit of fun. But if you want something more than that, be honest, be transparent with what you want from a girl
You
and a
said
boy
it to
standpoint.
your daughter. What advice would you give your daughter then?
Be patient, there's no rush.
Yeah.
Be patient, there's no rush. Same with the boy, be patient, there's no rush. I think for both of them as well, don't follow what your friends say. Your friends are probably chatting, lying sometimes. And for the daughter, just trust your gut. Trust it. And like you said, if the actions don't match up to the words,
yeah,
just go. Never be afraid to leave. Because I think sometimes, although we spoke about throwaway culture, I've known a lot of women afraid to leave, and they endure things that they really shouldn't have had to. But we fetishize again that ride or die culture. You just don't need to die.
No, facts. What would I say? You know what? With my daughter, I think the amount of love that I'll give my daughter is so much that wherever she goes, it has to match up.
Yeah,
you can't you're not filling a gap that's missing by like you, whatever it is, they have to really love you and they have to really like you. But also, don't put too much pressure on relationships, man. I feel like people get so consumed with being with someone that they forget everything. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you just forget who you are. Like, you know what I mean? You could be doing something really productive with your life. You end up in a situation with someone of the opposite sex or the same sex, and that goes the wrong way. And all the productive stuff you're doing goes to waste, and then you're just in your fields for time, and you've wasted a lot of time. Like, there's so much more that you can do before you enter a relationship. That, you know, like, be good on your own, man. Be good on your own.
I think that is the key thing.
Yeah, be good on your own first.
One of the key things.
But you can be good in a relationship.
You can be good in a relationship, but I think
I was very. There's something we can't really touch on it, but there's something called attachment styles.
Yeah.
And my attachment style, when I watched the video, I was scared of it. It was dismissive. So I always push people away.
Yeah, 100.
Because I'm good on my ones. So I don't want to.
That's different though.
Yeah.
Are you really good on your ones? I think that's different.
It's not that. I just want people to understand, like, you're an individual, a part of a team.
Yeah.
As opposed to you're one, which is very toxic, or I'm an individual, I'm good. Like the both, there's mutual in there. Like they're not mutually exclusive.
Yeah.
you're an individual part of a team. You can work together, but you shouldn't. I think what you shouldn't do is compromise too much of yourself.
Yeah.
That's when you get lost. And the source is, honestly,
can get
when
lost
you're
in
in
the
it, it
source.
goes quick as well.
Yeah.
Before you know it, you're 6 months with someone. You're like, whoa,
Then you're a completely different person.
completely
to who you
different
were.
person.
Yeah.
Completely.
No, I think be good on your own. Genuinely, I think if you're be good on your own and be honest. I think those are the main two principles that I'd say. Yeah, be good on your own and be honest. There was one more, but I've forgotten it.
One more question.
No, there was one more. Yeah, I had another thing, but I've forgotten it. Oh, that's lost me. Anyway, it'll come up.
Till the next time.
Till the next time. To the group
Next
chat.
time.